As the winter weather approaches, plans to help the city's homeless through the colder temperatures are now being revealed. The city says more shelter beds are going to be provided, but those that work with them on the streets and one new city councillor say it's not enough.
On a daily basis, our Streets to Homes program hits the road with a variety of different shelter options available to them. Some shelter hotel programs, some base shelter program beds.
When the bitter cold hits the city every year, there's always an increased need to provide more help to those struggling while living outside. With that, the city has announced an additional 230 shelter spaces to an overloaded system meant to provide room for thousands during the winter months. Is it enough in your opinion?
In my opinion, enough hasn't been done and is not being done. We should have a plan in place months ago. We're already in November. We know this is coming. It happens every year.
An additional 500 beds could be made available, but the space between each of them would need to be reduced, creating a problem with space that existed before COVID hit.
We'll continue to work with Toronto Public Health. We're in touch with them almost continuing on a daily basis with respect to our IPAC work, or infection prevention and control work in shelters.
This plan is only promising 232 spaces and really concerned about people's well-being.
The city's shelter hotel system, set up during the pandemic to offer more isolated spaces, is actually being scaled back this winter. 251 unhoused people at the Novotel on the Esplanade downtown will need to find new space when the lease is up at the end of December.
On average, last month, I think it was in September, so it's probably higher now, 170 people were calling central intake, which is how you get a shelter bed in the city, and being turned away, told that there's no spaces. And so think about that throughout the winter.
Just 60 spaces will be available at the city's warming centers when they're open during extreme cold weather. 2 locations are confirmed so far, down from 4 last year. Is it not possible to expand the number of beds in those locations?
You know, warming centers play a critical role when the extreme weather gets cold enough to bring forward an extreme cold weather alert. There are services, though, that provide sort of just a warm place, access to snacks and a shower.
As it happens, the Shelter Housing Justice Network was already planning some action at City Hall tomorrow by delivering a letter to Mayor John Tory demanding more funding in addition to more beds in safer spaces. Mark McAllister, City News.